Well, I told you earlier we were going to be talking with Beatrice in Cabbagetown. Well, she is finally back to tell us how we're bridging the gap of generations through holiday cooking, which, looking down at my desk, Beatrice, there's no food here, which means that you have some work to do. So catch me up. Tell me what you're bringing me for lunch.
I'm not responsible for your lunch, Andrew. I've already eaten my meal here in Cabbagetown. We're on Carlton Street, right at Sherbourne, and it was a great meal. You missed out. So let me just whet your palate a little bit. Had some nice roasted chicken with lemon, some roasted potatoes as well, some Greek yogurt with some figs and fruit and all the trimmings, and some chocolate cookies as well. So if you weren't hungry before, maybe you are now, Andrew, and that'll get you ready to go out for your lunch break and actually enjoy a nice meal. But this was an opportunity for a couple dozen people to come together and cook, because what brings people together? Food does. And so specifically the hostess with the mostest, Georgia Nayar, she was here cooking and imparting some of her skills and culinary knowledge onto the next generation. Some people here as young as 3 years old learning from her. Here's what she told me.
It's so important because I want my kids to save their tummy. And even for seniors, because when you're a senior, you're alone. You think, oh, I'm not going to cook, it's just me. Well, toast and tea is not going to make it. And you can do 4 chicken legs and potato and have it for the next day. So it's very important to save our stomachs. I mean, I love going out to restaurants and all, but it's good to learn how to cook.
It is. I haven't quite mastered that skill at all, I must admit, Andrew, but I have met someone who has. I've got Tanisha Morris here. You're a food blogger. You know how food brings people together.
Yes.
So how did it do that here today?
I met so many people from all different walks of life. I met some people from Hong Kong, from the Caribbean, from Europe, and food does that thing where it brings everyone together. So that's what it felt in here. It felt like I was at a home, someone's house. It didn't feel like we were at Dixon Hall. It felt like we were in someone's house. And I even got some of Georgia's Greek oregano, which was the most amazing thing ever. So I'm so excited to go home and bring that into my kitchen. So yeah, food does that thing. It's like magic.
It is magic. I think that was on the potatoes too. It was pretty good.
It was so good. And you had some of that.
I did.
It was so good. And the chicken, it was on the chicken too.
Yeah.
I think it was in everything, to be honest.
Tell me about, there were some kids here today as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about the importance, I guess, of learning that life skill and maybe even just making some memories with loved ones, grandparents, moms, or friends in the kitchen as you're growing up. And then these are skills you can carry into life.
Absolutely. So here we had a mix of young and old, and food had that bridge, the younger generation and the more seasoned generation, if you can say that. So then the kids were having a ball, like learning from the older ones, right? I had a ball learning from Georgia, and she's a lot older than I am, and she passed on her traditions that she does in her kitchen, and now I can pass it on to my daughter, Mackenzie, when I get home. And it's like, you know, it's that gift that keeps on giving. So that's what it did today.
That's so lovely. Well, Merry Christmas to you and Mackenzie. Enjoy your holidays very much, and I imagine you'll be making some pretty delicious stuff in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Some Greek chicken and potatoes, all the things.
Am I invited?
Of course, come over anytime.
Sold. Thank you so much, Tanisha. Appreciate it. That's how this event now wrapping up here, Andrew, this afternoon. But it was just an awesome opportunity to see people from different generations really connecting over a delicious plate.
That's wonderful, Beatrice, and I'm glad you got that lunch invite. All I've been able to find are poinsettias, and apparently they're toxic. They're actually not, but I don't think I'm eating this. Thank you very much. We'll send it back to me in studio. You go enjoy your lunch.